Bonsoir, good evening, guten Abend. Welcome to Dijon-Prenois for the 9th and penultimate race of the Classic Motorsport Hub Gold Star Series. As already mentioned, we are at Dijon-Prenois for the third to last live stream of 2021 at Classic Motorsport Hub, presented by SimRace247. Hi Darren, and thank you for helping us out. I'm joined in the booth by Giuseppe Stella, for now, one-off commentator, hopefully not just one-off for now, but he will be guiding you through this race as we go along, and we'll see how this develops. Good evening.
Yeah, hello there. As he told you, I am here now because the actual commentator couldn't come. I think that's what I've been told. So I'm here now, and yeah, I'll be commentating this race, and let's hope it's a good one. So, and now we're just waiting.
We are currently in the qualifying session, actually, but there's actually a bit, a bit of special. Well, what is it? What could you call it? A special-ish rule set, frankly, because as I said, wait. Yeah, as I said, it's the. You need to. There's a.
Yes.
Okay. We're at the Circuit Dijon-Prenois in France. It is very conveniently located in the in the village or city of Prenois. Before we go ahead any further, let's have a quick look at the track map so we know actually what to expect. And that's our first task. Our trusted commentator can have a look at. So where are we?
Well, as you've already told, we are in Prenois, France, which is, I think, in the it's near Dijon. And the length, as you can read on screen, it's 3.8 kilometers, nearly 3.9. In miles, it's 2.4. We have 8 turns on this track. The race is 20 laps long, which is also 77.7 kilometers or 48.3 miles.
Now, as we are in the CMH Gold Star, the penultimate race, we have also the special, the own rule set basically, as we're slowly getting towards the end of qualifying. First of all, let's have a quick look at the cars. As you know, these are identical cars, but there's some more stuff that needs to be told about the rules as well. So they're identical. They're all identical BMW M1s. I got the designer name wrong at some point, so I'm not gonna jinx it again. But they all have an identical 3 point. I think it's a 3 liter. I think it's maybe 3.5, but somewhere around 3 liter inline six called the M88-1, naturally aspirated, so no pesky turbos. We have about 450 horsepower each, so with 10 cars currently on the server, 3 are still missing, and it's of course the 3 usual suspects. We have about 4,500 horsepower rumbling down the straight in about 10 minutes with a top speed of about 270 kilometers an hour. As I said, we're currently in qualifying, but the rule is that in 1979, the BMW ProCar rule said that the top 5 drivers from the F1 qualifying or practice of that weekend get the 5 works BMW cars. And they get to start at the front as well. Because we can't really adapt that here. Yeah, because we can't really adapt that here one-to-one, we had to do some changes. That means the top 5 drivers in the CMH Gold Star standings got the 5 BMW Motorsport cars, and they are starting at the front. Speaking of which, the standings for the CMH Gold Star going into the penultimate race are as follows.
So, as you see, it's the top 2, which is basically just on another planet from the rest of the standings. It's Pascal here in first with 190 points, and Joe Gillette, his closest rival, 170 points behind him. The race won't be decided, like the championship won't be decided this race, but it will still be crucial to see what gaps there will be coming into the last round. And in going down, we have Potter in third, Guerrero, Sibagnoni, Turi, Centorame, Jahoda, I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry. Baku and Velocity, which are all really close together. So the midfield fight is surely one you also want to look at. And yeah. So then in 11th to 20th, we also have a very close fight. I mean, generally the field is very close, apart from the top 2, but they're also very close. And there we have Khalide in 11th, then Armesto, Batars, Gutierrez, Oboisky, Lagunzat, Gomez, Vit, Koroev, and Hamamchian. So that's your top 20. And then we have the rest of the standings, which I'm not going to say because there's a lot of people, but of course they're not relevant and they're all fighting for their spot in the championship. So good luck to everyone there. And yeah, let's see how this will go. This race, of course, as I already mentioned, is going to be very important for the championship up there. But obviously, everyone also wants to get some points, and hopefully they will get them. And yeah.
I need to check something real quick. Who was P3 in the standings again? Because I forgot. Is it
Owen Potter, I think.
Oh, it's Owen. I got that right. Okay. Yes, we are now in the warm-up session where the grid will be set again. Which I've just done. And yeah, we have 20 laps. We have a formation lap with a standing start. So we've had in practice quite some handling issues with these cars. They, being mid-rear engine, you have the engine behind the driver on top of the rear axle with rear-wheel drive, 450 horsepower. These things are really tricky to drive. So tire temperature is going to be very important. And with the one formation lap we have, it's going to be even more important to get the tires up to temperature before we get to the start.
That is true. And anything else you want to add?
Well, it's a 20 lap race. You don't win it in the first lap. You'll lose it in the first lap, but you only win it at the end of lap 20.
That is correct. But
Now,
as you see,
yeah.
Yeah, we just wanted to mention you can see a bit how the cars drive with Gillette. You've seen he's kind of overcorrecting a bit because it's surely not easy. I haven't tried the cars myself, but from what I've heard,
We can go on board with Joe actually, if possible, because he's currently on the start finish straight. You can hear that M88 inline 6 just screaming behind Joe there. It's very, very loud. He already goes very early under the brakes because these cars they have disc brakes obviously, but they're not the best. Very twitchy there around turn 1 into the SS. There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
down
for
there.
everyone.
You don't want to hit that. You don't want to hit that bright spot on the track because that's oil spillage that was just covered up with what was it? You know what I mean. This
Yeah, I think
the
I know.
stuff the stuff they pour out to make oil more less slippy, if that's
Yeah,
what, if you get what I mean.
yeah, I get you. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we're still on board with him right now. So you get a
He's going
here.
around the penultimate corner there, and this is really important as well because it drops up, it drops down. It's an off-camber corner, and you can hear he's not fully on the throttle until right about now, up into fifth gear, and do that 20 times.
Well, yeah. The thing is, it's just up and down, but it looks like a fun track to me. And of course, there we can see a lockup, but it happens to anyone, and I'm sure this race will turn out to be fun, and we'll see how it goes. People are of course going out to get that amount of practice that they need a bit, as there's someone in the background that has gone off the track, which is Armesto. And yeah, as you can see there, the oil thing that Pascal tried to explain, which we can't
Yeah,
explain because we don't have enough brain to do it. But
I know this. I know it in German. I just don't know it in English. But yeah,
well, I'd
everyone's
understand you, but not everyone would. So
yeah, everyone's kind of on track right now, practicing because as you know, as I said, these cars are very tricky. Um, but yeah, there's 11 cars now on track, or on the server. Steve Velocity actually joined us just a bit ago, a few minutes ago. He missed qualifying, but no worries. With that being said, yeah, oh, I think he's sideways. Joe is, yeah. He just
oh
he just went sideways in the penultimate corner there, and not in the final corner. But yeah, with these cars being identical, it's really up to the driver to set it up and to drive. Everyone has a shot at winning this. It's really just a matter of how much you practice, how well you practice, and how well you can handle these. Get some complaints about the handling from drivers like Matt Sabagnoni and I think someone else. But all I can really say about that is, you just need to learn the car better because these things are not easy to drive. And Joe just got off, but he saved it there. Yeah, we got 10 minutes left to go in the warm up,
yeah, so
and
people still getting that practice in.
yeah,
Um,
there's a nice little battle going on between. There's a three-way battle in the final sector right now. That's Owen Potter leading Juho Sopanen, who
oh,
just
you're
went off.
stopping it off.
Oh no, he just went off big
Oof.
time. Ooh, I
Well,
just
it's
jinxed
Armest
big
also
time.
off.
Armesto as
Ah,
well. But
so
Owen
people
Potter leading Max Putravki, who has a bit of an issue there going through the final corner in the Tom
still has.
Walkinshaw M1. Oh,
Oh, he kept it. That's great. You love to see that.
yeah. The worst part is as well, like I mentioned that earlier, it's like it's a snap oversteer thing, and there's multiple cars coming out of the pits there. Sopanen, Potter, Amesto, and then there's Putravki going past. These cars have a lot of weight on the rear end. So what you really need to do is just, and you can't balance the car either with the weight alone. So once the car steps out of line, you really are just a passenger because you can counter steer. Once the front grips, you're just gone. Snap oversteer thing. And speaking of which, you Sopanen on the off track again. With 8 minutes to go.
Yeah. If you want, you can also go out. I'll try to talk a bit. If you
Or
want
then
to get
go
the practice.
have fun and get some practice and I'll mute yourself and yeah,
Yeah. Good
have
luck with
fun.
this. So Oh, and that's Trafki off, and he's into the wall. But he's keeping on going. Yeah, as you can see, again, people kind of struggling. Alright, I just had to do something real quick. So we are following Velocity as he has a bit of a spin, a moment, but he's fine, he keeps it. Yeah, many drivers on track right now, trying to get that last bit of practicing, which is always very useful. And yeah. And here we are with Gillette, who is surely trying to make up those points to Mikula. As if he does, there's Armesta off, but he gets up fine. If he does manage to get a positive amount of points onto Pascal, that's really gonna help him in going into a race. Has a bit of a moment there, but obviously this race is, for Joe is just about getting those points back on Mikula so he can challenge him into the last race, which has double points, I've been told. So it's yeah, it's gonna be easier to score points. Well, not easier as in like score more, but yeah. So obviously he's kind of in a disadvantage because he is the guy in second place and he's 20 points behind. But I'm sure he's gonna try his best, and that's for sure because I do know him and know he's committed to it. But then again, Pascal is gonna do the same. The end, as he said, these cars are equal, so the best driver will come out on top. Anyone can win, to be honest. But then again, the top 5 do have an advantage because they do start as the top 5, as Mikula is kind of getting on the side there. But as you see, drivers really struggling with the cars, but some might enjoy it, some not. I can't tell you myself because I haven't driven them, but yeah. As he is behind Potter here. Going on board with him, yeah. Sopanen there, up in the distance. All trying to, again, get that last bit of practice in. Going through... Oh, he has a bit of a moment there, but he keeps that fine. Going through the final cone, I think this is. And onto the straight. Again, yeah, you can see correcting the... Oh, he goes off the track. And... Oh, he's spinning. Does a 360. He's fine, though. Manages to keep the car. That's great from him. As here we are with Gillette. And here we are with Potter and Sopanen. Oh, Sopanen's off. He's off. There he goes. Now on board with Owen Potter. You can see he's really just playing around with the steering wheel, trying to keep the car on the track. But of course, it's surely the most satisfying thing. Keep it on track. And I can imagine that. Here he goes through the... I like to call this like the up and down section of the track. I guess I just thought of that right now. There's also some nice bit of elevation here. Breaks into the turn. Now he's approaching the last part of the track. As you can see, he's overcorrecting a lot, like anyone, because grip isn't really there for you, as Pascal mentioned beforehand. And they're going on to the, I guess, third-person view. We could call it that. Into the last corner. And yeah, that's how you do a lap of this track without spinning, I suppose. So drivers surely have now gotten used to the track. I mean, someone's still getting used to it, but of course, mistakes they're gonna happen. The important thing is, I guess, that they don't happen in the race, because of course nobody wants that. And yeah, so
It was a very good lap from Owen as well. Did
yeah, it was.
127.4, about 4 tenths up on what Joe Gillett did last time around.
Yeah, as you can see on the timing screen there, you can see all the times.
It's really nice to see. Like, you have the top three. You have myself, Potter, and Gillett, all within the 127 bracket. Then you got Juan Guerrero doing 128. And then
Really
up
low
there,
ones.
really low 128. And then the high 28 goes to, and that's a really nice surprise in my opinion, because that's Steve Velocity from Romania. He's had a bit of a confidence issue, namely lack of confidence in his driving abilities in the past. Mainly when we did the Formula 5000s, because he didn't have the best of time, but seeing him in the top 5 with his lap time so far in the warm up is really something nice to see. Honestly, I'm not even kidding, because yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just nice. It's
yeah,
just nice to see. It's just nice to see him up there in the top 5, only about a half second off of Juan Guerrero, at about in the same bracket as debutant Matteo Rossi, actually. Matteo Rossi in P6 currently, and the checkered flag is waving. Warm up's over.
warm up is over. But then again, as I wanted to add to what you told about velocity, of course, when you kind of take a hit, the best thing is to like just get back to it. Don't let it get too much to you. And I think that's what he's doing right now. So if he's performing well, let's hope he does keep this form into the race. Might end up for a good result. You never know.
Yep.
Because of course, I'm sure some spins are gonna happen, and if he does gonna end up being lucky, and those are drivers in front of him, he can maybe profit of that. With
I mean,
these cars, I think this race is just a race of you just
survival. It's
yes,
survival.
yeah. As you can see here, our master is spinning it, so yeah, Potter doesn't hit into him.
And it's also important, like, you need to be careful as well. If you spin, you need to be careful with the clutch, because these cars, they are race cars after all. They may look
Yeah,
like the expensive sports car you buy if you make your money in dealing cocaine, which is honestly what the BMW really just became in its later years. The BMW M1. Oh, around goes our master again. But yeah, these things are race cars, and so they're really, really sensitive to stuff like low RPMs. Like, once you spin, you immediately want to go back and slam it into first and just go. The problem is, if you do that, you kill the engine.
yeah.
Anyway,
Potter is having a bit of a drift on his own because warm up's
next
over, so
question.
I guess he's just enjoying it.
Something's happening. Okay, we have a bit of an issue.
Oh, okay.
We have a little bit of an issue because we have
Attention. Start your engine. 30 seconds to start.
why are 3 people already disqualified?
Um, no idea actually, but
This may be a bit of an issue. That didn't happen when we did the practices.
Attention. Start your engine. 30 seconds to start.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll just quickly do this.
Attention. Start your engine. 30 seconds to start.
Yeah, okay, this is some issues. Okay.
stand
what?
by, I suppose.
Yeah, that's a quite bit of an issue that I actually wasn't expecting. Again, obviously we did practice stuff, and that didn't happen. It's like 3 people got disqualified out of nowhere, and I honestly don't know why. Oh, this is great. This is great when the first time hold on. I need to save something. Okay. Can I please can I please get a screenshot done? Okay.
I assume the issue.
Yeah, no, I'm trying. I'll be trying
Okay.
something. The server just got shut down. I just shut it down because I'm going to enable the recon lab procedure real quick. Recon lab on. Recon pit open goes to 100 seconds. And there we go. So I'll restart the server. And once I've done that, yes. Config, yes. Rules none. And go. Alright, lads, server's back up.
So issue has been fixed. You sure?
Well, I hope it's been fixed.
Well, so do I.
Because I don't know what the issue is. I mean, I know what the issue is, I just don't know why the issue is.
No, I don't know what the issue or why the issue is, to be honest. So.
And I entered the wrong password, hold on.
Make sure you don't say it out loud.
No, I'm not gonna say it out loud. That defeats its entire purpose.
Just warning.
I actually... Christ. What's the... So I need to open that up again. No, wait, I don't. I am... Why did I just open my browser when I can just look this up? Oh my goodness. Yep. Never minimize your R factor when you're in the middle of the friggin' enter password screen. Because you'll never get back into the game. I can tell you that.
Okay, I'll remember that advice. Suppose.
Take a few. Ladies and gentlemen, it'll take a few minutes. I seem to have committed a cardinal screw up. In the meantime, we'll cut to commercials real quick. So we'll be back in a few minutes after this and a word from your local stations, which we've heard like 3 times in the past 2 weeks. Have at it, boys.
Looks like she's wearing fakes. But it's not. It's Sporty's mascara.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. So sexy, it hurts.
The lash is so big, your everyone lash looks like 3.
I'm too sexy for my head. What do you think about that?
Lash is so big, you'll swear it's fake. But it's Sporty's mascara from Ultima 2.
Sexy Toad is yours for just $12.50 with any Ultima 2 purchase at JCPenney.
I had a young couple from Sweden come into my store that was interested in buying a neon sign.
At mailboxes, etc. We can pretty much pack and ship anything.
The first question they asked me is, how do I get it home?
It was a very fragile item.
I made an instant decision to call mailboxes, etc. my buddy Norm.
The item arrived there with no problem whatsoever.
Norm's Norm. And he's just a cool guy.
Give me a break.
Depend on mailboxes, etc. It's not what we do, it's how we do it.
This month, you can go to McDonald's to check out the world's coolest cars. Not those cars, these cars. Or meet a bunch of cool new friends. Not those friends, these friends. Now kids can choose between a hip, hot, cool Barbie and Friends miniature with stylable hair or a tire-squealing, pavement-peeling new Hot Wheels car. One with each $1.99 hamburger Happy Meal you buy your kids. 8 of each to collect. Only at McDonald's. Not those McDonald's. This McDonald's.
You've made many friends on Thursday night. Now, meet Rachel.
It's like all of my life, everyone has always told me, you're a shoe. You're a shoe. You're a shoe. You're a shoe. What if I don't want to be a shoe? What if I want to be a purse? You know, or a hat? No, I don't want you to buy me a hat and say that I am a hat. It's a metaphor, Daddy.
You can see where you'd have trouble.
Friends, Thursdays this fall on NBC.
This week, TV Nation buys a royal title.
On your knees, buddy.
Will the Brits accept their new lord?
This card's good for one free drink.
TV Nation, NBC Tuesday.
Welcome back. Okay, yes. Well, we're back. I am. Yep. So Giuseppe is currently not here, so I will be taking over for now. So the issue was basically that some people got disqualified, like 3 drivers got disqualified right as it switched to the station, which is yeah. And I entered the wrong password again. I cannot cope. So what I suspect is that the game thinks they left the pit lane before the green light was on. And basically what I just changed is that we're gonna do the recon procedure. I did turn off all the flag rules and everything. So there should not be any way to get disqualified. If that doesn't work, then we've got a real problem. But that should all work. And I finally entered the right password, okay? Just call me the goat already. Yeah, once that's done, we'll finally go to race.
By the way, I have returned.
Hey, the goat is back. Okay, let me check the. I just lost connection. I cannot. Ah, this game makes me mad. This game just makes one mad sometimes.
It be like that.
Do be like that. It's just.
This is a certified error factor run. I think we're missing someone, no? Because
Yeah,
we're
one person is missing, and it is. Who is it actually? Yeah, we're missing one driver. Pau Armesto is missing. He's coming back. That's good. I've got the grid right here, so I'll just set that. I lost connection. Oh my goodness. This is some subpar stuff. No, the password doesn't work. I would cut back to commercial, but we already did that. So.
Do I just start telling stories, or what am I supposed to do?
If you want to.
Well, I don't have much say, but oh.
I need to restart. I'm gonna restart my game. I don't know why, but I can't get on the server. This is just amazing how this is just. I just want to. I just want to set the grid and go racing. Okay. Warm up is still underway. All right. Let's try to get this done.
Okay, so while we're waiting, I guess
We're waiting. We're waiting for Power Mesto, I think, and if he's back, then we're waiting for me, because
yeah.
I'm not back yet.
Well, yeah, I've noticed.
I still don't remember the.
Yes.
Yes.
We're having warm up until Armesto and my friend here Pascal get back.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I see that. All right.
So you're back? Yeah.
I am
now
back.
We have to wait for Pao, which we will if it gets better. Should I ask him about it?
You can.
Oh, he lost connection. He did said it in the chat.
Yeah, but he's not even on the server.
Well, I guess he's trying to get back somehow. There's Putrafki US has been. He keeps it off the wall just about. That's epic.
Okay. Now I need to look back at the grid again. So it was Rossi, then Putravki. Oh, Power Master isn't even on the server. All right. Now I'm just waiting for. Now we're just waiting for Power Mesto.
Yeah, I have pinged him about it. Now I guess we're
who qualified in P8. So we're just waiting for Power Mesto now. The grid is set.
if he ends up not coming, then I guess.
Yeah, we'll just wait the 10 minutes. There's
Yeah.
still 10 minutes of warm up. We'll wait those 10 minutes out, and then if he's not there by then, we just go without him, really, because we can't wait forever. That's an unfortunate.
Yeah, we already got one delay, so sort of. Because like by now, I think the race would have already started. So.
The race would have been well underway.
But it's fine. I mean, it's a game. It's not like in real life where, like we'll get issues like these. But you know, we got them back up. Fine. So
yeah, Paimon actually messaged me earlier with like a picture. That there's some people, some drivers who are listed as on the track while they're actually in the pits. And that's actually what I was suspecting was the reason why we had the issue with the DQs in the beginning, because they just, as I said, it looks like the game thinks they just left the pits already when they weren't, when they didn't. And you know what happens when you leave the pits when the red light is on, you just get disqualified.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, no, it's not weird, but yeah.
It's just weird that the game does that. Because as I said, it didn't happen during the practice or during the test races. So who knows why that is? It's probably the friggin' the game file, something in the track files that just causes that issue. In which case, if that's actually the case, we need to find another version of the track which would delay the race, and that's the last thing I want to have to do, because people did look forward to this day of racing.
Well, I doubt there's other versions of this track, right? Because personally,
yeah, I mean, this is the GPC 79 version, which corresponds directly to the year of the cars, and but I would need to. Yeah, we would need to get into the workshop and fix that issue somehow.
I mean, personally, I've never heard of the track, but I just looked up where it is, and it's in this small city called Prenois, which has 400 people living in it. So
it's a very small town. Yeah.
It's a very small town, and then there's the highlight of the town is a track, really. So it is near the city of Dijon, which is I don't know which.
All right. Pau is now on the track, on the server.
That's
all right.
That's perfect. But it is more towards the direction of sort of Switzerland.
Oh, so, it works! No one's disqualified.
That's very enthusiastic, to say the least.
All right.
Anyway, we think we're soon to go now. Anytime now?
Yes. Recon laps are on. That means everyone can now go out on track. This is basically what in F1 when they go out of the pits on the track for their warm up. As you can see, all the cars are leaving the pits now. There's 1 minute until the pit closes.
Like people can make last minute adjustments.
Basically. Well, there's only 1 minute until the pit closes, so you better get out of the pits fast.
Yeah.
And I set that up so we waste as little time as possible. Now.
Yeah, everybody has gone up now, including you.
That's very good.
Let's hope nobody has a spin.
Yeah, well, spin isn't that bad. You just don't want to hit the wall. Steve Velocity spins around.
He's fine though, but of course, on this, I've noticed the walls are pretty close to the circuit. So any spin can result in a collision with the wall. So you gotta look out for that.
You
And
don't
I
want
think that's what
collision with the
drivers
wall.
have practiced for this weekend
Yep.
too. So
Power Master spun as well. But he's fine. Zibagnoni spun. Oh, and of course, tires are still cold. Tires are still cold. Now the pits are closed. There's 2 minutes until you have to be on the grid.
yeah, there's a lot of drivers struggling. But then
Of
again,
course,
tires are cold. So,
Tires are still cold. What can you expect from these tires? They are race tires, but they need some certain temperature to work.
yeah, of course. And then with these cars too. So, but to the drivers who keep it on track, I mean, that's great for them. But I think we're gonna get the information up after this. Pretty sure.
Yes. So we got Potter and Sopanen on the grid at the moment. I'm trying to fiddle my way in to the first place grid position here.
I see that on the screen. But
I think I'm lined up.
looks like it.
Looks like it. Very nice. There's just Joe Gillett now missing, who is coming
He's in the
around.
last corner.
He's in the final corner.
If you need to, you can like go now and mute yourself, and I'll take care of the commentary.
I was gonna say we have 40 seconds left.
So here we are, Joe Gillett getting onto the grid, trying to not hit anyone, and he does so.
All right, and
Lined
he's
up.
now going on the grid. He's lined up. 20 seconds. And once the formation lap goes underway, you can once again go through the grid. You see the 5 BMW Motorsport cars. They're all painted equal. They're all the same paint.
Yeah, they are.
Then we just go through the grid once, and then
And
Speaking
of
of
course,
which,
there's the name tag.
and the formation lap is underway.
So the formation lap now underway. Drivers will try to make their tires as warm as possible, because of course you spin very easily. Of course that's just common knowledge. But then again, with these cars too, we've already had one spin. That's Putravki, and he stopped on track. So that's not what we wanted, especially what he didn't want. But I'm gonna go through the grid once more. We have the top 5, which are the top 5 for the championship, which is Pascal Mikula, Joe Gillett, Owen Potter, Juan Guerrero, and Matthew Sibagnoni. Now, Putravki did leave the race, it seems like. I don't know why, but
Looks
I
like
don't
we
know if
already have a
Owen
DNF,
Potter has
and Owen
spun.
Potter spinning.
Nobody hits him, that's good. But as I was saying, Rossi, Armesto, Oboisky, Velocity, and Sopanen make out the rest of the grid, and we'd have Putravki too, but I don't know if he's not starting or if he's maybe starting from a pit lane, but I don't know. So, yeah, you see these cars are just, you either like them because they're challenging or you don't because
It looks
they're
like Max
challenging.
has left the server, so he's a DNS, unfortunately. So he's not going to start. Very unfortunate, but we can't really.
Yeah, when he got off the grid, he just spun, and from what he says, his game froze 3 times in a row, and then he crashed. So you don't really want that. That's unfortunate. All that practice just for it
That's
to
not
end like
something
that.
you want.
Yeah, because like you practice and it just ends like that. That's really I know that feeling because it happened to me once. So yeah. As a drivers, are kind of brake checking each other. I don't want to say it's
But
funny.
that's just the warm up. That's just warming up the tires,
Of
warming
course.
up the brakes, doing some burnouts to make sure the tires are definitely up to temperature. And we're now on the grid. Eventually we'll get the starting orders when everyone's on the grid. Watch the lights. And then it's 20 laps of racing here at Dijon. Have fun commenting on that one, Giuseppe.
Thank you. And good luck on the race. And good luck to anyone who is racing here.
Someone is parking now. Okay, starters orders. Watch lights. 1, 2, 3, 4 lights.
And it's go. And Velocity hasn't gone off the grid, but Oboski to add. Yeah, some people haven't gone off the grid. That's a good start there for Mikula. Potter has had a great start. He's up into P2 as they go into the first corner. There's contact there, and they go 3 wide into one corner. Potter tries a move onto Mikula, and he's gonna get P1 off him. But has he though? Yeah, he has. Potter is in first place. And hope you have a spin. That's one of the BMW. Oh, that's Rossi and Guerrero off the track. Rossi spinning onto the track. That's. There's absolute carnage back there. That's everyone apart from the top 4 is just spinning and crashing. And I think I saw our Mesto have a big spin into the wall. Let's see if we are back on the battle. Mikula is trying to get past Potter because he needs those points onto Gillette. But then talking about Gillette, he's really close to Mikula. And he's gonna try and move into this corner. Not enough space. He pushes Mikula a bit wide. They're side by side, and they touch a bit, side by side, going into the corner. And Gillette leaves him the room. Can't make it now. He's gonna try it later. He has a bit of a peek on the inside, stays back, and Potter has a big advantage from that. He's now got a very big lead onto the 2. And that's that one for you, which I guess we can calm down a bit now. The top 4 unharmed, as far as I know. That's Owen Potter, Pascal Mikula, Joe Gillette, and Matthew Sibagnoni. Everyone else 10 seconds or more behind, or even more. As we have Velocity, Rossi, as Guerrero actually passed Rossi right now. But yeah, that's excellent battle between Mikula and Gillette. You love to see that side-by-side racing and barely any contact and no spins. So you just love to see it as Mikula is now he's all over Potter. He touches him in the bumper, and Gillette is right up his bumper instead. He's gonna try to go on the outside. He does go for the outside, and he just doesn't have the grip to do it. But then he gets onto his bumper, and Mikula has spun. And Mikula is into the wall. He has damage. And I think that's Joe Gillette with his contact onto Mikula. I think he spun him. Well, now, I don't know, but it certainly seems like that. And now Sibagnoni actually is up into P3. And he's... Yeah, this is actually a replay, I think. But he's gonna see now. Well, it was a bit of contact, but I think Mikula spun on his own, maybe. Yeah, Mikula spun on his own. So Joe Gillette had nothing to do with that, actually. So now we are back on the racing. Sibagnoni has the overspeed, actually. He's going to go onto the straight. And they're side by side. They're going to go side by side into the next corner, maybe? Or does Matthew get it before that? They're side by side. Potter goes a bit wide, I think. But Sibagnoni tries it up the inside. Or they touch a bit. And Joe Gillette keeps the position. That's great defending from him. Sibagnoni is all over his rear. Let's go on board with him yet, as he's really trying his best. That's brilliant racing that I'm witnessing here right now. I'm glad I got to commentate this, as Joe Gillette has a bit of a lockup, and that's very good for Sibagnoni, as he has an opportunity now. And he does, because Gillette locks up, but Sibagnoni gets on the curb, and Sibagnoni has spun. Man. So that's Gillette getting... So now the top 2 have a big gap from the rest of the field, as Mikula and Sibagnoni have both spun. So Gillette now is on the chase to get that win from Potter. If he does, there's gonna be some big points gained onto his rival, Pascal Mikula. Because right now, he's only gaining about 3 points on him. If he does win, he's gonna gain about 10 points on him, and that's gonna be 10-point distance. With the double points, that's gonna be very useful for him. So, yeah, let's calm down now because I'm out of breath. So, I don't think we can calm down because the racing is still going on, and Sibagnoni is close to Mikula, as Mikula actually got the place from look at that slipstream. And Sibagnoni is gonna try to move into the first corner. He goes very on the inside. Oh, they touch! He goes into Mikula, and Mikula is into the... And Sibagnoni also stops, so that's Guerrero into P3. And that seemed like Simeone has some sort of issue, and Kula flashes his lights at him. He's clearly unhappy. But that would look very weird because Simeone really went onto the inside. I think you noticed that. And they just collided, and now Mikula is down into P6, so now Gillett has an even bigger points gain. As in the midst of Gillett is actually on the bumper of Potter, and in the midst of this, it's just Velocity is up into P4, and Rossi is P5, and then we have Guerrero in P3. So even though they did have some sort of issues at the start of the race, they've gained them now because the top 4 has some contacts, more specifically Picula and Matthew Simeone. Gillett spins round now. He doesn't spin round, but he goes sideways. And he manages to keep that's a good save, but that cost him a lot of time with Potter. So Potter now has a bit of breathing room. And I guess so do I. But yeah, so this is all going in favor for Potter, to be honest. All his rivals in this race have had issues, and now has Gillett with that half spin. So Potter might even go ahead and win this race. Even though he's in a championship contention, that's gonna be excellent for him to extend his gap and maybe get P3 in the standings, which would be excellent, to be honest. So Gillett won't give up that easily, though. And he is back up now, trying to find that gap back and overtake him for the lead, which would be excellent for him, as I've already mentioned. But yeah, so those were your first laps for you. A lot happened, actually. I didn't really see the collisions at the start, but I saw a lot of spinning. So yeah, drivers are now spread out, so the field, there's some separate battles, bit there and bit there, but obviously the main one is here with Joe Gillett chasing down Owen Potter for that win. But Potter certainly wants this win because he took the lead into turn 1 excellently, to be honest, and I'm pretty sure he has got the pace to beat this race's winner. But I think that was a bit of a lock.
Don't forget, you got Juan Guerrero in P3 chasing both of them. He's catching up. He was 10 seconds behind 2 laps ago. Now it's only 7.8.
Oh yeah, thanks for that information, actually. So yeah, Guerrero actually making up time too. So maybe in a few laps' time, if he does catch up fastly enough, there could be a 3-way battle for the lead. As Gillett has a bit of a mistake, I think, but capitalizes on that and doesn't lose too much time. But he is catching up back to Owen Potter, I've noticed. Because some laps ago, I think 1 lap ago it was 2.3 or 2.5, and now it is 1.6. And now he's actually really close. I'm pretty sure that's 1 second as he overcorrects the car a bit. As you can see, Juan Guerrero in the distance. Now under 8 seconds of them. So Boyski's already lapped, I think, but I don't know, it shows to me like that. He might have pitted for damage. And yeah, right now it's Joe Gillett trying to chase down Owen Potter, and as we go into the last corner onto the straight, Juan Guerrero is still gaining time on them, as you can see. I think as he will switch off to Mikula, trying to overtake Velocity, as actually sees a bit of a gap but doesn't go for it. Velocity trying to defend from him, but then again, Mikula, I'm pretty sure, is the faster driver. So he does get a better exit now. He's on his side on the straight. I think he has the overspeed, so he might get it done before the corner. And he does. So that's Mikula up into P4. And he has a bit of a lockup, but that doesn't impact him too much. So that's Pascal Mikula up into 4th place. He's climbing up those positions, which he needs, so that he doesn't lose too many points to Joe Gillett. Or maybe even overtake him, who knows. As the race hasn't ended yet, of course. So Gillett now really close to Owen Potter, actually. And Guerrero is actually I think Guerrero is flying, to be honest. I don't know what he ate for breakfast, but surely he ate something good, and I want to try that. And Gillette now under 1 second for Owen Potter. Going to the last corner, he could use the slipstream and try and set up a move into the next following corners. And I think that's what he's trying to do right now. He's into his slipstream. Then again, Guerrero is also gaining. So in a few laps' time, this might be a 3-way battle for the lead. Or Guerrero might be actually a potential contender for this race's win. But I guess we'll have to find out. And Gillette actually lost a bit of time that lap. And Guerrero is only gaining. He's not losing time. He's not playing around here. I think he's realized now that he's faster than 2 up here. And I'm pretty sure he can get that win. But meanwhile, Joe Gillette, of course, someone you really have to look on, and I guess we're looking into his POV now. He's, as you can see, he's getting really close to Potter actually now. Down this straight here. He's looking around for gaps. He's not finding any. But now he does get a good exit onto that corner. He passed back out of it to not hit the Potter. But I think he's trying to go a bit wide so he can go in more on the inside on the corner, so he can try and go for the move. But now he's gonna try and set up a move, I'm pretty sure, into the first corner because he's pretty close to him. I think it's less than half a second, so now he's into the slipstream. And Guerrero, worth to mention, he's still gaining. Mikula is also gaining, so he has pulled the gap to velocity. And Joe Gillette actually goes for the move. He goes for a dive, and he gets the lead of the race. So Joe Gillette is your new race leader, but will that be for long? Because Potter surely won't give up that easily. But Joe Gillette seems to be the faster driver. As you can see, Guerrero has gotten so much closer. And I think Joe Gillette should start worrying about Juan Guerrero here. Oh, and Joe Gillette's actually sideways. He's sideways in the corner. He's spun. And he nearly hit Guerrero. And that's Joe Gillette who spun. And now Mikula could try and catch up to him. And if he does, that'll be excellent for him. But that's Gillette now, who's had his spin. That's not what he wanted, that's for sure. And now Guerrero is actually, I think that plays into favor for Guerrero. As you can see, he was faster than Gillette and Potter. So now it's gonna be even easier for him to maybe get the lead of the race. And he's so close. He's gained so much in these laps. He's flying, and Potter is actually a bit
Gillette's off again. Gillette's off again.
Gillette is off again. This is a even bigger spin, and Mikula passes him now. Gillette is having the worst lap of his race. I'm pretty sure. Even velocity is now back to his back, and he could try and pass him if he has the speed for it. I mean, his surname surely does, but yeah. Apologies for the bad pun. So back to the racing.
To make up for it, Juan Guerrero did the fastest lap of the race earlier. The pace set by Juan Guerrero is the 1:26.836. Quite a bit faster than the rest so far, and shows that Guerrero has definitely got the drive to win, as he's now bumper to bumper with Owen Potter.
Yeah, Guerrero is absolutely fine. That's unexpected. At the start, it was the fight between the top 4, which is now broken apart. But now it's Guerrero taking advantage of all of this, as Oboyski actually goes a bit wide there, but that's not the focus because Guerrero is now right up the bumper of Owen Potter. I think he's looking a bit on the inside. He's now right up his bumper, and Potter actually goes a bit wide, so that's Guerrero. Guerrero passes him, as I think there's a back marker there in front, so it's gonna get out of the way. That's Juho Sopanen. And Potter now has lost the lead twice, but the first time he did, Gillette spun out. But it doesn't seem to be the same case for Guerrero, as he's been absolutely flawless this race. And now he's just capitalizing on it. As you can see, he's now taking the lead of the race. as we're now approaching back markers, and they're gonna have to go out of the way eventually, which I'm sure they'll do. The drivers in question being Juho Sopanen and Power Mesto. Juho Sopanen does get out of the way. He does it well, so that's good. No collisions there. And Potter has lost a bit of time to go. Yeah, Guerrero is he's easily the fastest guy out here right now, without a doubt. And I think Oboisky actually has DNF'd, so that's Oboisky out of the race, unfortunately. And actually, Mikula and Gillette are having a battle here, and Gillette actually spins round again. And that's Mikula overtaking his championship rival, and that things in this race are just spinning. Well, spinning round, I guess we could say like that. It just.
It looks like Matthew Sabagnoni's in the pits.
Oh yeah, he is.
For some reason he's pitting.
And you just the order is shaking up all the time, constantly. As Potter now has lost a significant amount of time to Guerrero, as Sibagnoni now here gets lapped and actually gets overtaken by Armesto. So everyone up until P7 is lapped. The next up is Rossi, but he is a bit far away from the rest of the field. So there will be no background for now. Sibagnoni is actually spinning. He goes for a spin, I think I saw there in the background. But he managed to keep the car fine, but that's him into a... Oh, actually, I think Sibagnoni has DNF'd. Yeah, that's Sibagnoni out. So there's your other retirement. There's only 8 cars left into this race now. And yeah, there's only really 2 contenders for the lead right now, which is Juan Guerrero and Owen Potter. But Owen Potter is losing a lot of time to Guerrero. So...
and there's Sopanen spinning around badly in that hairpin. And Gillett has spun as well again because he's down in P5, while Velocity is in P4. There's about 10 seconds between the two.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Gillett is having an absolute nightmare of a race ever since that spin that he had when he took the lead from Potter. It's just I'm pretty sure he has lost all the momentum that he used to have, and now he can't get it back up. But that's what you gotta do as a racing driver sometimes. If you have a spin, you don't gotta let it get to you too much. But he's not really doing that, and it's unfortunate for him. But I don't know, the race is still on, so who knows what might happen. As Joe Gillett now has Velocity again.
There's 8 laps to go. Yeah, there must have been Velocity who spun as well. 8 laps to go now. We're in lap 13 out of 20.
Thanks for the lap update, because I can't see the laps, or I'm just blind and I don't know
we have a live racers where it's actually running live, so as well. Just as a little tip for you, you can have a look at it.
Oh, and Potter is off. He spun. That's a big spin. That's a big hit into the wall. And yeah, he's just stopped now. I think. Oh god, that's horrible for Potter. Actually, he was having such a good race. Now that he's spun into the wall, he's stopped now. He's not DNF'd yet, but
no. But his engine is definitely off. He needs to get it back running again. I wonder if his engine is still alive, he can fire it back up. If it's not, then he's out of luck.
That's very unfortunate, as Pascal Mikula has actually gotten past him. And Joe Gillett, I think, had another spin, because maybe I did commentate over it, but he's now in 6th. And then your new order is actually Velocity.
That might actually just be a bit of a timing glitch, because he scored in 6th, but he should be in 3rd. He should be in 3rd. There he is, back in 3rd. That was just a timing glitch. Okay. And Potter's out of the race. It looks like his engine did actually give up.
That's very sad for Potter. He was having an excellent race. He took the lead into the first corner, and then he just drove away. But now that's all come to an end. I'm pretty sure he must feel gutted. That's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. Now we have Guerrero comfortably into the lead of the race. if nothing goes wrong for him, which I'm pretty sure it won't, because he seems to be driving flawlessly. I haven't seen him doing one mistake this race. It's just, he's gonna win it, pretty sure, because Mikula is like 25 seconds off him. So Velocity actually has a good chance of as a podium. I think that's worth a mention. So if he does end up getting one, that would be nice for him.
That would be pretty amazing for him if he gets past Joe and gets a
Oh,
podium.
and yeah, Joe actually is having another mistake now. I mean, he locked up a bit.
It looks like there's a lot of pressure on the Brit then, and the Romanian can just go past. If he's getting moved on.
Oh, Sopanen is off. That was a big cloud of smoke. Sorry for interrupting, but Sopanen went off there. Yeah, Sopanen being in last. Yeah, he's not having the best of races there. Yeah, only 7 cars left to this race. Well, we would have had. Well, one didn't even start, so. Yeah, 4 cars. Well, technically 3, but 4 cars out. So. Yeah, Guerrero. I think this race is just, this track is just for him. I don't know if it's the cause of his track, but he's out there and he's dominating this race, and that's really great for him. As we're still there with Joe Gillett, and Velocity isn't even losing that much time from him, so that's great from Velocity.
Look at the back of them as well. There's Matteo Rossi.
Yeah, that's Rossi.
Only about 3 seconds behind. That's a 3-way battle just waiting to happen.
Yeah, so 3 different drivers in contention for that 3rd spot, which would be on the podium. And a podium never hurts, so, I mean, looks good on paper, so. But then again, you do want those points, but who needs it the most out of those 3? Certainly Joe Gillett. But with the way things are looking for him, he's done a lot of mistakes. I'm surprised he's even into P3, but it's good for him that he's up there. And now I'm pretty sure he's just committed himself to doing no more mistakes, because that's not what he wants. I'm not sure if he can catch up to Pascal Mikula. It'll be amazing if he does, but looks unlikely for now. Yeah, it does look unlikely, because Joe Gillett has had another mistake, and that's Steve Velocity up into P3, and Gillett also loses the position to Rossi. Yeah, Gillett is having an absolute nightmare of a race. That's very bad for his championship hopes. So he'll have to do a miracle at his home race at Silverstone next race. So unless things change, I guess, because the race still isn't over. And as you see, many drivers are doing mistakes, so it's really just a race of survival. Because if you do one mistake, then you spin, and the walls, well, of course, and the walls are very close to the track too, in some corners especially. Rossi did go. Wait, that was just lag. But I was gonna say he went a bit wide. Maybe that was just my screen. Well, your screen. Yeah. Enough of that. Yeah, may I mention Juan Guerrero is just absolutely dominating this race, and that's good on him actually. He's 30 seconds up onto Mikula. Mikula can't seem to catch up to him, so that's amazing for him there. As I think Rossi's lagging a bit. I think that may be. So yeah. Yeah, the gaps are very, very big actually. Just, I don't know.
Really just goes to show that Guerrero is the one that was most prepared for this event. He's 43 seconds he's in the lead by 43 seconds. He's doing absolutely nothing wrong, and he's still pushing as hard as ever. There's 4 laps to go, 3 laps when he comes around next time by. And unless his engine blows up or his tire goes down, he's definitely got that one in the bag. No questions asked.
Yeah, so I gotta agree on that. That's just, I don't think anything can go wrong this race. This is just his lucky day, it seems like. Well, not even lucky actually, just he made it. Oh, that's Mikula actually having a spin. And Velocity is up into P2 now. That would be an excellent result for him if he does manage up getting that, as we have a replay now. Mikula getting into the first corner, has a bit of a lock up and spins. Doesn't get it to the wall, but overcorrects it and has a bit of a 360. And Velocity does end up getting past him. So, yeah, now 3 laps to go. And the race is getting ever so close to finishing. And it doesn't seem like Guerrero is gonna lose, to be honest. Even if he spins, he doesn't really lose it, to be honest. Even if he has a spin, he's just gonna lose some time. But he's absolutely dominating this one. Well, that depends if he spins and gets into the wall, like we saw with Owen Potter. But it doesn't seem like it. He's just having the race of his life. I mean, I haven't seen him race before, but I think this is certainly one of his best races he's had. And I'm pretty sure other people can agree with me on that. So, talking about other fights on the track though, Pascal Mikula is trying to get back into that P2 spot taken by Steve Velocity just some moments ago. But I think Steve Velocity is actually set for a podium here. And if he does end up getting one, I'll be happy for him. That's a great result. And he certainly seems like he can get it. He hasn't done much stuff wrong, apart from maybe that one. Well, I don't know I don't remember who was involved in that one pileup outside the top 4 into lap 1, but some people were. But yeah, Guerrero just extending his gap even more, and Mikula is actually kind of gaining onto Velocity. So I think now 2 laps to go. Might be wrong, but I think it is 2 laps to go. So he's not got much time to take that P2 spot. But if Mikula does end up getting P2, that was Armesto spinning round. So thought that was Velocity for a second. But if Mikula does end up getting that P2 spot, that'll be amazing for him, because he'll get even more points onto Joe Gillett going into the final race of the season. So it's all up for discussion right now, because the race hasn't ended yet, and Mikula does seem like he's a bit faster than Velocity. So I think he can get that P2 spot back if he does no mistakes. He does go a bit wide now. And yeah, I think the leader right now is going by the last corner. Seems like he has someone to lap, which I think is Joe Gillett actually. If that is Joe Gillett, that's pretty surprising, but I don't know for sure. As we are still with Velocity trying to... he's defending his position well. He's just driving his race, to be honest. So that's what you want to do. Have no big mistakes and just drive your race. So I think this is the last lap. I could be wrong, but...
We're in the last lap.
Yeah, it is the last lap.
At least Guerrero is in the last lap. The rest of the field isn't yet.
Well, yeah, true.
But Guerrero is now about to lap Juho Sopanen, and then, yeah, that's gonna be a more than well-deserved victory for Colombian.
Yeah, so that's Pascal's thoughts right now, as he's also busy fighting Steve Velocity, which I don't know is how he's talking and also fighting him at the same time, but GG, I guess. But don't talk anymore, because you gotta focus on that battle, as Steve Velocity now going through the last corner. I think we might switch over to him right now. But yeah, he is going through the last corner right now. Well, not Steve. Okay, I'm stupid, but here we are with Guerrero as he goes through the last corner. And Juan Guerrero will win here in Prenois Dijon, the penultimate race of the season. Absolutely stunning drive from him. I'm just amazed. You gotta clap for that. It's just wow.
Oh, and Velocity goes wide.
Oh, Velocity has gone wide. That's Mikula up into P2. Oh, that's tough for Velocity. But then again, I'm pretty sure he's set for a podium. But that just the pressure got to him, you know. And yeah, he goes quite a bit here too. I don't think he'll make that P2 spot back up again, but the race still isn't over yet. They're going through the last corner now. Seems like, yeah, I think he won't get it back up again, but wait, I think he has a bit of overspeed actually. And wait, they might go side by side. Yeah, Velocity is actually on the inside of Mikula. And this is the fight for P2, mind you. And they're side by side now. Who's gonna get P2? I think it's Velocity who's up ahead. Is it? Oh, this is very close, but Velocity's ahead. And that's Velocity up into P2. That's amazing. Wow. Getting back up after that mistake and managing to get P2. That's just amazing. Wow. As Rossi gets P4, good drive from him, and that's a sorry to say, but a disappointing P5 for Joe Gillette there after a race he doesn't really want to remember. And now everybody is done with their race. This was a very enjoyable race to commentate actually, and even to drive in. And you can see Velocity actually there doing some burnouts. Yeah, he's certainly very happy about this result, and I'd be too, to be honest. He can be proud of that. He can pat himself on the shoulder for that. And yeah, that's your race done. Pascal, any thoughts? If you want to share them with us.
I'm kind of busy, but yeah.
Oh, don't worry then. Take your time. Oh wait, yeah, he's busy having fun. Yeah, don't worry. As Rossi seems also to be very satisfied with that P4. He's also doing some burnouts. So, yeah. Guerrero isn't doing any. But I'm pretty sure he's very happy about that win for sure. So, yeah, that was your race here in in Dijon. My thoughts on this one, I really enjoyed this race actually. My first race I've ever commentated onto in CMH, but I really enjoyed this one. As you can see, Velocity and Mikula, so they're certainly happy with themselves. They had a great battle, especially Velocity. Yeah.
I just had to stop real quick because one of my wheels fell on my leg.
Oh. You fine?
Yeah, I'm fine. That's just
all right. Good.
2 kilograms of steering wheel. They kind
of.
You know.
Well.
Anyway,
don't break it,
my thoughts are what a hell of a race for Juan Guerrero. Even more for Steve Velocity. And I'm kicking myself in the net because I lost that second place in the final corner because I missed the gear.
I mean, in the end, congratulations to Velocity for capitalizing on that mistake.
Definitely. He definitely earned that. Yeah. Holy hell.
That's what you do as a racing driver. If someone ahead of you does a mistake, the best thing you gotta do is just take advantage of it as much as you can. And that's what Steve Velocity did there. So, yeah, it's just great from him, to be honest. So, you can't say you're not happy with that. But then again, good result from every the drivers here. Unfortunate for the DNFs, but can happen. It's a race, so.
I got pinged. Hold on.
Yeah, take your time.
No, yeah. I was just looking.
So
I'm seeing what pipe. Okay, let's have a quick look. Yeah. Oh boy, Paimon, do we want to pull Yuho in the booth? Yeah. No. My thoughts. It was a crazy race.
It was.
I am very stunned at how these cars, like, everyone talked about how these cars are undrivable at the beginning. Yeah, but survive 2 laps with those, get the tires up to temp, and they drive very pleasantly. They're like the Formula 5000 cars at the beginning. Everyone was like, "Oh, they drive absolute crap," and then I told them to just do a few laps, and then everyone was like, "Yeah, they are actually quite fun."
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone like Juan Guerrero is someone that really enjoyed these cars, and you could see that.
Oh yeah, Steve as well. Like, also sorry, but my phone is ringing. Yeah, my phone. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I can hear that.
Thank you very much. My with Steve, I mean, I gotta get him into this booth. Holy hell! Like, I gotta know what he's.
Yeah, you gotta get. You gonna do the or like questions, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
just.
can. I'm just gonna be here and say stuff somehow. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. An absolutely dominant win for Juan Guerrero.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how he did that. He didn't spin once, did he? And everyone else
No,
spun behind him. He just completely stomped everyone, which is
maybe in the first corner on lap 1, maybe there, but
yeah, but that in lap 1 turn 1, you don't really lose time there when you spin.
yeah.
Because you got 20 laps to make up for that. But yeah, Steve Velocity, look, that's a confidence boost and a half for him. Let's just quickly guess who it is. It's the friggin' Dominator here. Holy
Yeah.
hell! I need to.
First off, congrats, Juan! Absolutely dominant win. I'm surprised by how
now you
well
should
he
be
did
able
there,
to
actually.
speak. Now you should be able to speak as well. Can you hear me?
Fellas,
Yeah.
I have no idea how that just happened.
Well, I have no idea either, but you did.
What do you mean? You won by 50 seconds. How do you mean you did?
Dude,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was not expecting at all to be
I'm gonna
fast,
be honest with you.
considering the amount of good people here in the fields. But holy cow! I'm honestly lost for words.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one of the best performances I've ever seen from my time that I've commentated. Actually, that's and my
Just
first time here at
today.
CMH. Yeah, but like no, but like generally commentating, you know, yeah, just outside lore, I guess. But that was amazing, man. You gotta clap for yourself, pat yourself on the back. I don't know.
Like, okay, so if we take it from the start, I got a really bad start of P4. I think I had someone on my inside. I was 3 wide going into turn 1. Matt was on my outside, I think. I tried to hold around the outside, but then I hit the dirt and I spun and I was lost. Then I got super miffed, and then I just started driving, like trying to get to the podium at the very least. Everyone just started dying in front of me. Before I knew it, I was setting the pace. And I'm like, wait, hang on, this isn't right.
I mean, I guess it was right actually in the end because you saw that result.
So you didn't last to first. So you're our very own Sergio Perez, even though the nationality doesn't quite fit. But you know.
I sort of speak Spanish. It counts.
Yeah, it counts.
So the thing is, okay, we had the issues at the beginning, and it's I don't know if you noticed that, but it's the absolute. It was an R factor moment that basically disqualified like 3 people right at the beginning.
Yeah,
I think I was one of the ones disqualified actually.
Yeah, that's because the
Yeah,
game thought you were already out of the pits when the race started, even though the pit light was still yet red, so you got disqualified. The way I got around that was to just turn on the recon procedure and turn all the flag rules off. So, yeah, it was anything goes. But yeah, at what point did you realize that you were half a minute in front of the second place car?
Honestly, I realized I had very good pace. Like, I think I was up to 3rd. I was just driving, and then I suddenly look at the best lap, and it was me. And then I look at the sectors, and it was both 2 of them me, 1 of them you. And then I'm catching I'm catching Owen and Joe. I'm like, holy cow, I got a chance. But then I think Joe spun. Owen, I I had a good fight with Owen. I don't know if I can't remember if he made a mistake. No, I passed him. Then he binned it behind me, and then all of a sudden I just see a 40-second gag. I'm like, well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, the thing is, you said it already. First and third sector were yours. Second sector was mine. The best part about that, the second sector is the one with the twisty bits. I didn't have a front wing during the race.
Oh God.
Yeah,
When
I think
I was fighting with Joe, and then exiting that hairpin, there's this bump.
Yeah.
It just drops down like half a meter or 2 meters. It feels like 2 meters, but it's probably just like half a meter. That caught me out. I was on the throttle, and then I was airborne for like a split second, and it caught me out, and I spun into the wall.
Oof.
Yeah, that was horrible. That's why I couldn't really fight with the pace. But yeah,
may I ask one question to you,
50
Pascal?
50 seconds, man. Holy crap! Next time I'm putting a weight on you.
I want to count on that. I've been it more times than I can count.
Yeah.
That was one of the other things as well. I was just waiting for me to win it because I've come so close to winning here in CMH like so often. F5000 at Italy and Mexico 1991 come to mind. I was
and then you do a mistake at the very end.
Yeah. I was just like praying, for the love of God, do not bin it for once in your life.
And you didn't. So
yeah, and you didn't. So
that's 25 points on your total.
Yeah,
just congratulations.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So Giuseppe, what did you want to ask me actually?
I remember that one collision actually with Sibagnoni, which you didn't.
I don't know what happened with him there. I don't know what happened with him. He was on my inside. I was trying to give him room. The issue is I have my pedals here. I usually have them set to look left and look right. Sorry for that burp. And I forgot to set them, so I didn't know where he was, and suddenly he was in my door. I don't know why.
Well, from what I remember from the stream, he was pretty much on the nearly so much on the inside. He touched a bit of the grass. Well, not grass.
He was. He hopped over the grass and okay. The thing and then he stopped. I mean, okay, he flashed his head. He let me by. So I was mad initially because obviously you're usually not too happy when you get punted off. But that was a moment. That was a what if the two admins collided moment. If anyone remembers that running gag. But yeah, then he just stopped. He let me by, so that was nice. Unfortunately, he just parked it at some point. I kind of want to get Owen in here as well because I want to ask him if his engine was dead or
actually, if he. You know who got in here actually? Steve Velocity got in here actually.
Yeah, I pulled him in as well. Steve is here as well. Second place, man. Steve, unmute your microphone. We want to hear the cheers.
I have to say this is probably...
Is that Zach Brown in the background going F yeah?
Yeah, probably.
No, Steve, that was an absolute amazing performance for you, especially at the end when you capitalized on that mistake. You had one mistake, but then Pascal had one too, and you managed to get back up into P2. That was a drag race to the line. That was amazing to commentate over. Really fun to watch too. So what are your thoughts on it? On the race?
Honestly, it was mostly right place, right time, but I also entered like, how do you call it, a flow state. I just paid attention to everything. So, yeah, just things happen if you make them happen.
Yeah. I mean, an important part in this race was indeed make no mistakes because everyone's going to make them if you don't, like we saw with one here. Absolute legend, him too, you know. If you don't do any mistake, you've got it done, and that's what he did. But so did you. You got P2. That just you were very happy with that. You did quite some burnouts, and I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it a lot. So that's you both can pat yourselves on the shoulders. Actually, that was amazing performance from you both. So yeah. Any questions you want to ask, Pascal?
I can just congratulate Steve on that one because I could have easily I made one small mistake that cost me that second place. Actually, I made multiple mistakes that cost me that second place, but let's not talk about them. Like I was I had some issue. I don't know what, but I had some issues with fuel as well. Like I got really down on fuel, so I had to short shift. And then I saw suddenly that Steve was beside me, and then he was pulling away, and I was in 5th gear already going into that final corner, just trying to stay ahead already with the foot on the floor and everything. And I saw him pulling away. I wanted to go down into 4th, and you know the issue is I went down from 5th, wanted to go into 4th. The problem was my gear stick went into that little gap between 4th and 6th, which is this where there's no gear. So I missed the gear, and I just saw Steve go by. I was all right, okay, that's it. But man, Steve with that lack of confidence from Formula 5000, which I completely understand, because you don't really get that much confidence in yourself if you unfortunately just land in the wall all the time with the F5000. But this one, I think we found your mojo with those cars.
I have to say, I became an animal this race.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. So you became one with the car somehow. I mean,
beautiful.
I think Juan in this case was the car, but
if in that case, I think if you can survive those cars in that way, I think you're pretty much very well set up for what's coming up next at CMH. So let's have a quick look at that.
Okay, sure.
First off, it's of course next Wednesday, the 6th and final round of the Nordic Challenge Cup at Falkenberg, in which it's a final race, and a few people have already said they're not coming. I'm just gonna appeal to them, just reconsider that. It's the final race. Let's get that done. Let's get a big field for once. It's October 20th. There's more than 20 cars available for that still. So get on the CMH Discord for that one final race that's held on Discord. And then it's the very final race of the 2021 CMH season, the 1983 Silverstone 1,000 kilometer endurance race. And yes, we will be racing Porsche 956s there as well. Group C, Group C Junior, and Group B, November 27th and 28th. This will be held on the CMH forum, so if you want to take part in that race, be it part of a team or as a solo drive in Group B, get yourself an account on the forum. Link should be in the description of the stream and also in post as well. And the thread will go up sometime next week. So look forward to that. And well, I know Paimon is looking forward to streaming 6 hours of endurance racing.
Oh, is he though? Is he?
I know he is.
But he responded to you, but not in a
yes.
very
I know.
nice way.
I know what I know what he said, but I also know what he meant to say, and that's more important.
Of course, that he said yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. This was an exciting race with a very well-deserved finishing order as well. Standings will be updated in due time, but for now, it is thank you to Juan Guerrero and Steve Velocity for the post-race interviews. Thank you very much for Giuseppe Stella for commentating this event. Thank you for Paimon for providing the camera work, and thank you for Darren from SimRace 247 for helping us with this event being partnership, allowing the CMH SR 247 partnership. On that bombshell, good night.
Good night, guys.